Welcome to a Game in Existence video. Today we're in Ravenswatch and we're using the custom modifiers to make for one of the most challenging solo experiences you could face. We're making it so the enemies are going to be dealing more damage, they're going to have more health, I'm going to be taking constant health damage, I'm going to have less healing, and I'm going to have no feathers at all. So this is going to be extremely difficult to try and survive. Now you can make this more challenging, you can take 4 minutes off of each chapter so you get less time to play with, and you can make it so there is no map, so you can't teleport back to the shop for instance, but for me personally, I don't find those fun, I'm sticking with just making it really hard to survive. It took me around 75 attempts to get to the victory that we're going to go over here, with most of these attempts just over in sometimes less than a minute. The enemies are just dealing so much damage, that constant health drain and no feathers often means you're just going to end up getting one tap and that's it, the run is over. What was really annoying was around attempt 20, 25, I actually managed to get a really good run. I had a lack of damage, but I got to Baba Yaga and then just completely threw it away. And then annoyingly, it took me about another 50 attempts to get to this one now. I'm going to do some light commentary as we go through, and I sped up certain sections to save a bit of time. Check in the shop, and we've got King of Clubs that we can duplicate, so this is perfect for Blood Orb, which is what we're going to try and go for. Now I'm going to semi-try and force this build, which is Healing Orbs build. This is using Mermaid's Tear and Boiling Blood to try and give us that regeneration. I don't normally recommend trying to force a build, you kind of want Ravenswatch to sort of tell you what build you want to go for. But because of the constant health drain, that's what I want to try and get for in this run. So here the chest was locked, so there's no point of messing around. I'll just come back to that when I've got a key and can just wipe out in seconds. One of the great things of Carmilla is the fact that you can kind of pick and choose the XP that you want to go for. So here, this is all lumped up. I can just wipe out a whole chunk of this, and I think some of this is also the locked chest as well, so that will make it a little bit easier later on when we come back. So it's always worth with Carmilla, if you can get a big group which you can easily kill, you can even drag in extra mobs to get that extra experience. And again here, this is just super easy crystal, it's going to take less than 10 seconds, might as well do it. Once again, like that locked chest, no point of doing this until the green well, until we've got 300 money, so we might as well come back later on. Now this one is one of the more interesting runs. I've done about 100 runs of this now, and I've got kind of 2.9 wins if we include that other one where I died in Baba Yaga. This one is a bit more interesting because I make up quite a few mistakes, so there's some sort of lessons to be learned. The other one that I got a win on, I got the if you die, you get resurrected, and I got that in Act 1, so it took a bit of the pressure off. This one is a bit more interesting. And like here, I just take so much damage. This run should have been over here, but I got very lucky. So again, because we want that Boiling Blood build, go for the throat is not a bad option, and I normally wouldn't use I wouldn't normally use the star there, and you can sort of go hybrid with that early on. But because I want to try and force that Healing Bloods, the Healing Orbs build, that's why I did the reroll, and the Angel and Demon is a nice option, especially early on. The nighttime strength is going to really push us through some of these points of interest.
Wouldn't hurt a fly.
So here you can be a little bit cheeky, and this is where I say about picking and choosing the experience. I can't be bothered to deal with the giant pig hook, especially not at night time. If it was during the day, you can sort of easily bunch all of these up. As they explode, they will nuke the sort of the elite one there as well. But because it's night time, they're not going to explode, and that's why I just went up here just to avoid wasting a bit more time on that other guy. And that's where it's nice, like early on with that, at the top by that chest, luring extra mobs in. And this is what I'm saying was great with Carmilla, that you can kind of pick and choose those points where you get extra experience. Now I messed up here because I didn't have enough money. I thought I had enough money to get the King of Clubs and duplicate it. So again, it's just, I've just burnt like 25 seconds there, which is a little bit annoying. Normally you wouldn't want to be coming back to the shop that early. You've wasted a lot of time teleporting back. But for the extra 40% damage with the 2 King of Clubs, I felt it was worth it. And the path there, I wanted to come back up this way for the easier points of interest anyway. So it's kind of a bit of a double whammy. So yeah, I really want Mermaid Tear. I've got that minus 50% healing, so I'm going to have to take a lot of stacks of Mermaid Tears. But I didn't want to leave myself with no stars. Carmilla has got a lot of dead talents: Seductive Provocation, Puncture. You know, I don't really want Onslaught. There's a lot of talents I don't want, so I didn't want to be left with no stars. Going down to no stars is just horrendous when, well, often in Ravenswatch, let alone using Carmilla.
There is a heady scent of blood.
So again, this is where I've just sped up some sections where it's just a bit of traversal. And you can just see this blood drain is just, until you can sort of get Boyd and Blood, or, you know, even some unicorn horns and some mermaid tears. This is why so many runs are just over so quickly, because the amount of times you're just running around on 1 health, as I am here. Oh, this was so annoying, because the Blood Orb, I just went behind. I just ended up behind that bit. Blood Orb got trapped. And again, it's one of these things. Half of this stuff should probably be half dead, or at least, you know, quite badly damaged. So I'm just losing time here. So I see a lot of people, especially on the forum, say Carmilla is like super weak. They just die all the time using Carmilla. Because you get intangible on Y, on the bite, and you get intangible on the bats. So actually you can be super defensive. So this is difficult. So I really want Boil and Blood because that makes the build, but Flesh Rip is going to give me so much damage early on. So I took a big risk here because I've had a lot of these games where I've got to level 7 and I've got all the Mermaid Tears, but I just can't get Boil and Blood. So I took a big risk not going with the Boil and Blood, but that Flesh Rip, especially with Angel and Demon, nighttime and now daytime, I'm just going to absolutely wreck these points of interest. So it felt worth it. And this was annoying. I just wanted this. This is why you'll see I normally orb. I will orb the shards just because it will avoid enemies spawning. So I got my 300 money. So let's see what the wishing well's going to give us.
Let us be off, my feathered friends.
So one of the things you do have to be careful with Carmilla, and this is where it will get you killed. When you do that basic attack, you do sort of swipe, 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 and then you do a sort of like a big swipe which hits in an area of effect. That pulls you stationary, and that can get you killed, especially when the mobs are dealing this much damage. So again, I really want that Mermaid Tear. Finally get one. And here, Dragonhide's not bad. I thought about Queen of Hearts just for that passive healing, but it quickly becomes redundant. It doesn't really help that much, especially with the minus 50% healing. So just so much traversal here, just not finding anything decent that I want to take on until I see this key. And again, sort of, here we've got nighttime, put in the, so the Blood Orb is going to get the extra crits. Just going to absolutely wreck these monsters. Annoying the spider comes along for the ride. Again, you're just losing these macro little bits of time, which is really annoying. Because I lost, let's say, 30 seconds when I went back and the King of Clubs, and I had to go get some money. That's just costing me, I don't know, 15 seconds. Maybe I lost 30 seconds when I did that Blood Orb behind the wall and it got trapped. So again, it's just like all of those little things, and you're kind of like a minute behind, and that can cost you a point of interest before finishing Act 1. So the trees with Carmilla is just almost, it doesn't matter what, whether it's green, red, yellow, it's pretty much just a free point of interest, I find, with Carmilla, because you can just, the Blood Orb is just going to kill so many of them. Like, the worst part is these spiders that come out. So I go up here because normally there's like a wishing well or at least a free shard up in this section, but nothing there. Always do go around the top a bit because you could just avoid the fight to try and get to the sort of the village. Although because there's so many people here, I've just thought, oh, I'll just kill them. Again, losing a bit of time here, but should be able to take these out quite quickly.
I am but a breath away from the abyss.
So I thought this was great. Oh, great! I can get rid of the coin, and then get the coin again, which is really annoying.
Nice sweet potions will perk you. How delightful.
So again, we've got trees here. So, like I say, just trees. It's just such an easy win. I even sat there and thought I'll probably heal up in this fight with the angel and demon, and you know, just some daytime trait. So here with 1 star, I thought go for the throat. Maybe it's worth it. I already rolled the regeneration away earlier, and I just thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just go hybrid, because that's a pretty standard build with Carmilla. Just going hybrid, and then I saw the Thunderstone as well, and I just thought, well, here we are. We're going hybrid Carmilla. The only problem is how we're going to get the health regeneration, but I thought maybe some unicorn horns or something. I thought maybe that would be the way to do it. So you can cheese this this point of interest. You don't have to fight it. You can sort of sneak in round at the top. So I thought it'd probably be quicker just to kill these few mobs here, and then I won't have to bother doing the actual the fight on the point of interest. Obviously, this doesn't quite work in multiplayer, because often you'll aggro those mobs and then they kill you whilst you're choosing. So the daytime worms, quite scary with the with their laser that they're going to be doing, but I've got a lot of intangible, like I say, in Carmilla, so should be able to avoid it. I can't remember if I take a load of damage here or not. sort of mistime. So a lot of, especially if you're going with Blood Orb, it's about making sure those enemies, they do their attack animations, and then you then go in with Blood Orb. So that's why it's often, even if you don't have the you know, like on bleed extra things like I've got there with the power, sometimes it's good just to go through and do the bat, get all of them to do their attacks, and then you just drop your Blood Orb. So again, just that night time with the plus 30% extra critical hit chance, plus the putting crits onto them if they're bleeding, and strength from Angel and Demon. Yeah, it's just pretty crazy. So I was really looking for stars here, but 24 armor is not too bad. So again, painful because I really want the Mermaid Tears, but I was kind of already thinking we're probably going hybrid here anyway. Reducing cost on the shop, not terrible. So I just kept the Ogre sped up just because it's pretty boring, long fight anyway. Obviously the main thing here is just making sure that when he's staggered you get all of your damage potential. So going hybrid, we're looking for like a Raven's Feather. Raven's Feather would be good. Obviously because I've got no feathers, the revive if you die would be handy. For Philosopher's Stones, not too bad. Now if I was going with the healing orbs, I would take the Bloodlust, because you're often not going up to a decent amount of blood because you're going to be using Blood Orb on basically next to no health. But because I've gone hybrid, I've taken Impalement because that's going to give us a lot of extra damage.
Laura would have loved it here.
I think I just completely, yeah, this is just, I think I thought I got hit by the whatever it is, the tentacle monster thing when it did its thing, and then I got trapped and I just went all over the place here. But luckily, even though I threw the ultimate away, still managed to get some damage here. This is the free King of Clubs really helping us here. So this is where, so we've done everything. There's
Such shiny, pretty little
10 extra health up there, which I think we do go for.
It is always a joy to be graced with your presence.
So I think I just max Angel and Demon here because the extra length on the strength at night time will be handy.
Most suitable.
There we go. And we even still manage, even though the enemy's corrupted, they're doing so much damage, still managed to get hit early to take on the boss. Just take that tentacle to the face for unknown reasons. So against this boss, this is where you really start to see the fact that Carmilla, yes, she can get you in trouble if you do like long range bites with Y, because the intangible is only the last bit. So often if you do it at long range, that's where you get stuck, because then you take damage whilst you're going across. And then doing that sort of that final attack, which keeps you stationary with the basic attack, that's where you can end up taking a lot of damage. But if you use that Y and B correctly, you can avoid most damage. So here I'm just sort of delaying killing this guy because I want the, my bat wasn't up, I need to put bleed on this guy. Yeah, just so much damage. 3 Kings of Clubs. Looking nice. Oh, yeah, you see, I thought he'd done all of his attacks. I thought he'd done his last attack, and I was like, oh, I'll just do a bit of Blood Orb, and then, yeah, all of a sudden you're stationary, and then you're in trouble. And boom, Act 1 down. So all of a sudden, look at the shop. We've got all of like the Mermaid Tears, which is really annoying. And then Mermaid Tear here, but getting the extra 40% on Blood Orb, just really needed. So I thought I'd go for the copy, get Mermaid Tear, and then all of a sudden I'm regretting that I've gone hybrid, because this could really make the Bleeding Orbs build, you know, back on the table with this many Mermaid Tears. And I thought about it, I was like, I've only got Onslaught and the extra Charge of Special, which has gone off of this build, so I wasn't too far off. So I was there then just thinking, if I can get the Boiling Blood, the regeneration, when using sort of taking health damage, then we're back on. Hiding around corners, always helpful. So yeah, just the 4 King of Clubs really pushing me through now. Speed through this damage. Crabs are just so annoying with Carmilla, because she does so little stagger damage without taking like Gust or having the whips. So these crabs are just, although that one just phases out of existence. So again, so we've gone straight to the yellow points of interest here. And then I just take that to the face, which is annoying. So this was just, I was just looking to see what these points of interest are, because if they're nice easy ones, but I saw that's crabs, and I just thought, no, I'm not taking on crabs, and I got the waypoint, so I thought I'd just go back to the green points of interest. So I really don't have much defensive stuff here. I've obviously got the Philosopher's Stone, the Dragon Hide has given me a bit, and I got the 24 from the 24 armor from the Grimoire. But with the amount of damage these enemies deal, corrupted enemies are going to be dealing extra damage anyway. Plus, then as they're damaged, they deal more damage, so you can quickly get complacent and you can just quickly end up dying. But that Philosopher's Stone hopefully will be helping as well. So again, looking for tears really. Tears is what we're after. Don't know why. I think I took the Ogre Blood because I thought, well, I've got the Philosopher's Stone. But with the amount of stars I had there, probably should have done a reroll to try and get another tier. But then I don't have Boiling Blood at this point, so maybe it was worth. I was sort of hedging my bets. So this is why it's nice with Carmilla, because she can just dish out so much damage and just get through these points of interest quickly, even with the corrupted enemies. And they're sort of putting bleed on everyone, chucking a full blood impalement down, and then with the 4 Kings of Clubs, yeah, we're going to be flying through these points of interest. So normally I only had 266 for this well, but luckily I sort of had a look around. These phoenixes are so annoying. So Wild Heart's not too bad, but I really want Void and Blood. Furious Tempest, not too bad. Yeah, so really, Void and Blood #1. That is just essential of what we want here. Void and Blood, Furious Tempest, obviously not too bad. Sadism for the critical hits, deal additional damage. That would just be awesome as well.
I've spent centuries in my own company. What's a few minutes more?
Yeah, and that Angel and Demon daytime is just giving it a nice little bit of healing as well. Fourth tier, don't mind. So I thought about taking the egg, but I thought I'd rather just if I get any duplicates, keep my my rare items to a smaller amount. So crabs here, this is just so painful. Just gonna lose so much time to try and take on these crabs. Just to deal so much damage, take so little damage, seem to have a ridiculous amount of health. Just absolute pain.
Under the ground.
So this is one, the reducing power. I would prefer just an extra charge, and that's why I just took the dragon hide. Because with Philosopher's Stone, stacking some armor here, the extra health and the armor is just going to be really, really good. Extra stars are always good. Oh, now this was watching this back now. I realise how much of a huge mistake this was. I mean, what time were we on? Basically, 8:50 at the bottom right. We started this fight. 2 of the crab elites, all of these bubble crabs. I should have just come down here and probably just slammed my ultimate onto the crystals and just tried to get the crystals killed, and just left all of the crabs and just got out of this, because this is just, you could just feel how much time you're just bleeding here. This is absolutely awful. So this is always the thing, depending on the heroes you use, certain points of interest either become a lot harder or trivial. Like Act 1, the pigs, the 2 levels of pigs, where you've got the lower level and then the higher level. With Carmilla, it's like it almost doesn't matter whether that's red, doesn't matter. You can take it on, and like I say with the trees. But with the crabs is just one of those where like it doesn't matter what it is, the crabs are just going to be an absolute pain to take on. And this is like, I mean, I started with my ultimate and it's already recharged. This is just so much time being bled here. Finally. So I think I ended up taking Excalibur here, even though it's only giving me plus 10 damage. But I thought just whilst I was there, I'd just grab it. So this is where, without having a regeneration, just this constant draining of health. It's so difficult to try and keep your health up. That's why we're trying to sort of force this like healing orbs build.
I tell tales of your...
My workshop is gone, but my hands are still... A craftsman's work is only as good as the raw.
Tragic protector. For a gentle kiss, you shall painfully...
Again, normally I would take damage here,
Safer, I feel.
rather than the armor, but with the Philosopher's Stone and some of the Dragon Hides, plus how much damage these enemies are going to be dealing, seems worth it. So here, I'm just trying to get to full blood or close to it before I drop my trait, just to get a bit of extra healing. I think I decided just to leave the there was a lot of points of interest that I hadn't done. The birds mini boss is pretty annoying, and I think I just elected just leave that legendary on Act 2. If it was the ogre, I probably would have gone for it. But yeah, that bird mini boss is ended, I don't know, at least 3 of these attempts, just where it's just difficult to try and get my DPS down. I've got to keep moving, and then all of a sudden it's you're dead. Obviously without all of these mods, yes, it's absolutely fine, but with all of these negatives, it's pretty painful. So finally, Void and Blood, that's what we're looking for. Annoyingly, sadism there as well. It would be nice to get both. But Void and Blood this is where it's like, okay, it's on now. As soon as I can get the money to get it to Legendary, yeah, it's going to be great.
Creatures, the queen of the night.
So spiders fine with Carmilla. It's annoying the little spiders that come out, especially with these mods, because you end up taking a lot of damage. But the crabs, it's just, as we already know, painful. And then this Phoenix just comes in for a bit of fun as well. So I did think about taking the Cryptic Prophecy, but I would have preferred, I don't know, something else. So the 2 Dragon Hides would have been nice. Just all my stars going. But the Mermaid Tears, there's a nice consolation prize. And then this is just like, right, I've got to get Blood and Blood to Legendary. And now with Philosopher's Stone, 50 armor, Legendary Blood and Blood with 6 Mermaid Tears. Yeah, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good at this point. So now, basically, I don't need to worry about that constant health drain because I can just bat and get all of my health back. Yeah, so this is nice. So we've got some really decent DPS with the 5 Kings of Clubs. And the fact that we can put the Furious Tempest, we can put Bleed on the enemies for the additional crit chance on Blood Orb. Plus we got Philosopher's Stone and some decent survival. So this is looking pretty tasty now. Yeah, just that regeneration, just so nice. Because this is, with all of these negative mobs, it's that constant life drain. And the fact that your healing is reduced by 50%. So this is exactly what we needed for the build, an extra charge. Yeah, we're flying now. But yeah, so that's why like you will lose so many of these runs just because you'll go into a fight with 1 health and just something will just tap you and it's all over. But with that Blood and Blood, yeah, we're just going to be hopefully keep on topping us up to full health. Yeah, I think I was thinking about taking on the mini boss, but just out of time. And even though I'm pretty defensive, I've got the regeneration. You know, this boss fight can quickly get out of hand, so I'd rather take him on earlier. So one of the things with the healing orbs, that's why the extra charge of bite is kind of nice, but also you generally want to have low blood so that whatever you do, you're healing. So actually keep on having high blood with the extra bite can actually be quite annoying. When times you need to heal, but you've got a load of blood, and then using trait will make it even longer. So yeah, this is why the healing orbs is nice, because you can literally just focus on focus on power rather than having to do anything to do with special. So then now the Water of Life, that was just like, okay, I really felt like, unless I did something ridiculously stupid in Act 3, that I was going to be okay. So Gust is okay. Cruel Strike actually would have been fine if I had the whips, but because I then thought I was going to go hybrid, so that's why I elected just to keep the talent on ice, because I thought I might be able to get a sneaky star somewhere and give myself a reroll, because like sadism would be perfect right now for just that extra damage. And yes, so then I saw the Grimoire, I was like, okay, perfect, I can get my 2 stars, I can reroll my talents. So yeah, that is the armor and the amount of health I've got there, because that didn't feel like a lot of damage when it actually is.
And yet I'm still unsatisfied.
And typically, none. So normally I would just stack tons of the critical hit damage, because obviously I'm getting crazy amount of critical hits. But armor could have been a good option there as well, with the amount of extra health I had. Yeah, and that's like Gust is handy, but also not that great, because it knocks them all around. Whereas like most times you want to sort of lure them in, like keep going around in a circle so that they all end up in the center.
How peculiar.
Yeah, with no rerolls, green armor, I actually thought 22 extra armor, seemed perfectly reasonable. And then all the regrets, because now I could have not taken Gusts. I could have had my rerolls, but I should have just waited a bit longer.
Come out, wherever you are.
So yeah, it's kind of like Onslaught is handy, but it is off of the build that I'm going for, and Gust is again handy, but you know, Sadism would have been a lot better. I know, maybe even Dispersion as well. Putting blood on everything. Yeah, I was feeling pretty tanky to be able to just take on that cultist, but that was a bit of a lesson, because it still dealt me a fair amount of damage. Just desperately looking for any point of interest I actually want to do. Finally one of comes up. 2 witches, this is pretty scary, even with all of the with everything I've got survival wise. Yeah, just without that boiling blood, I think I would have been, this run would have been over a long time ago. the extra damage, a star. You know, I would have preferred another dragon hide, but...
Ever any doubt? I triumph. I was meant to have.
Took injection out. Should have probably taken Wild Heart, but I guess not much in it. I've got the extra. I've got Onslaught. I've got the extra charge on special, so I think that's probably why I thought I'd just take injection. Still got to be really careful with some of these fights. I mean, this is how much damage they're dealing, because I've got, you know, 750 health, 88 armor, and I'm still taking a lot of damage from these enemies. An extra charge on defense would have been nice, just for the additional top up of blood application as I then move to another orb charge, but just would have been handy.
Blood, how intoxicating.
I think do I take 2 extra defense charges? Seems reasonable. Nope, do a reroll for some unknown reason. Yeah, like the 2 defense charges, because that just gives you so many more regeneration options as well. I really should have taken those 2 defense charges. I don't know why I rerolled that, because I don't know. Other than more special, rather than more power charges, which 3 seems okay. I don't know what I was expecting to get there. I should have done the well, because with the regeneration I've got, I would have just healed that up in seconds. But
upon your legend.
So another option instead of Philosopher's Stone could have been going with I can't remember, the names eluded me for a moment, where you only take 50% of your max health, because then with the regeneration you're healing up, but it is Philosopher's Stone feels a little bit more safer.
While I am able, end this folly, quickly! The spirit of every knight dwells within the clan. Protect this at all costs.
The power of 100 kings resides within the sacred diadem. Accept this token of my gratitude.
Yeah, like if I had the two extra defense charges, plus with that 20% reduction, I think that was a mistake not taking the extra defense charges.
The darkness beckons. I must resist the call. You should not have aroused my wrath.
Just kept this sped up because this takes a bit of time, this fight. So Mad Hat, because I'm healing so much, just kind of perfect. I mean, Nightmare Fauna probably would have taken, would have been better. It's annoying. Sometimes these two spawn just right next to each other, so Blood Orb. You can easily Blood Orb both at the same time, but they were just a bit spread out, which was annoying.
I am but a breath away from the abyss.
Yep, this is where an extra defense charges would have been good. Ooh, there goes the extra life. Oh, so luckily I had the Water of Life, because that would have been run over.
I am most pleased
trinket. I suppose it will do.
Just massively increase my armor here.
Delighted to see you, as always. Excellent choice.
So I've kept the whole this bit sped up because this is just so easy. The whole before Baba Yaga is just a bit of wasting time, really. Like with 170 armor, over 1,000 health, never in any doubt of losing this early bit. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you've watched the entire thing and got to this end bit. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed the video.